Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Art and Outdoor Life here with John. So, today I'm painting on a mixed media paper, and basically I'm just wetting it down. It doesn't have as much grain in it or as much tooth in it as regular watercolor does. And I kind of been messing around with this kind of paper and I've been liking it. So here's my palette there, and I'm using a little bit of cerulean blue for my sky. But I'm also in this painting here, I'm using a lot of Payne's Gray, and if you've watched my videos, you'll notice that I make my own Payne's Gray right there, which is basically a cerulean blue and a black, maybe with just a dash of red, and depending on how I water it down and how strong I make it is how strong it comes out in the painting. And I always test that on the side on a different paper so I know the values of it. So I outlined a mountain in the back, and I'm kind of outlining the scene here. This painting is inspired by Kim Wilson, no relation, but Kim Wilson, lead singer of the Fabulous Thunderbirds. Just like a day or two ago, he had put out a video of him in Tahiti, and I seen it once and I was like, I want to capture that. So anyways, a lot of this is going to be Payne's Gray. I'm using the Ron Ranson Hake brush here, medium. And the colors are going to be cerulean blue, Payne's Gray, depending on how thick you make it, and different shades of it. In other words, if it's watered down or whatnot, you can do it all on the palette. Yellow ochre, just some green, sap green is what I'm using here, and basically it's pretty simple, and some white. I know a lot of traditional watercolor artists do not use white, but I'm not traditional in that sense. And so see the darkness values here with the Payne's Gray. And no, I didn't use no blow dryer, and I didn't wait for it to dry. This is actual multimedia art paper. So there I was looking for a reflection. This is supposed to be like in a little cove looking outward, and off to the right would have been the outlet to the actual ocean. And it looks bright here, but that's actual yellow ochre, and I'm just dabbing it in there. I'm not really worried about the exact colors at all here. So, I'm just kind of mix and match, and as you can see, that's very fine. It looks nice. Everything's looking nice out there. That little island out on top. And then with the fan brush, and as if you know me, I call these the turkey tail brushes. I'm using Payne's Gray as well. I call them turkey tail brushes because they look like turkey tails. And then I started joking around a few months back, and I was like, well, maybe they should call them the eyelash brush because they look like eyelashes too. Anyways, so I'm using a lot of Payne's Gray in this video here. And I had a lot of fun doing this, and that's the whole purpose of it, to enjoy yourself. By the way, I hope that you guys are doing well. Hope that everyone's having a wonderful day. I hope that you are having a wonderful day, a wonderful evening, good afternoon, wherever you are and whenever you're watching this. So, this is paradise, right? The island's out in the ocean. But when I was watching the video, I was like, well, it's kind of gray, Some of that cove was kind of grayish. The skies were blue, but, and that's with anything. So you could, if you're painting along with me, use any color you want for the cove, for the water. Here I am. I'm just trying to do some scribbly lines just to kind of try to get a little bit of a reflection there. And then paper towel or napkin always comes in very handy. And by the way, when you're using these fan brushes, if you don't know, you have to have water on them. If you don't have water on them, then you're getting it straight from the tube. And I like to use these turkey tail or fan brushes to dip in water too, because they don't hold a lot of water, and you can just dip them in the water, and that's one way of getting some water on your paper with the fan brush alone. And you're not going to get excess water like you would from a flat brush or a squirrel brush, a round brush, except for maybe the liner brushes you won't. But so I added a little bit of blue in here and some more yellow ochre, and I'm just having a good time. And the reason why I dab on the paper towel, like all of my paintings, just about, not all of them, is just to dab it on there to make sure that it's not gonna do what it just did. I don't want water splashing all over. Not on this, in this case. And then there's what the paper towel can do for you. Kind of swoop it up. I call it swooping and dabbing. And as you see, my palm tree on the lower right hand side kind of went by. And that's okay. The cool thing about I think these multimedia paper for acrylic and watercolor and etc. is that because the grain in it is not so thick, not so heavy, in other words, a lot of your paint isn't going to stick into the paper. It has a lot of forgiveness in there if you want to wipe off your paint. Of course, you got to do it fairly quickly. And like I said, you can paint this cove any kind of color you want. You could put a bright, nice blue in there to match the sky. You could put any color in there. So with some yellow ochre and a little bit of brown, a raw umber I used in this too. And then, of course, with some white. I used just to kind of give it some character. White, I know a lot of traditional watercolor painters don't use white, but I mean, white has a purpose, and depending on who you are and if you like it or not, that's not up to me. But I enjoy using white in certain cases, and this one especially. And there right there's some raw umber, just kind of just giving an idea here. This is an idea. I had a really good time painting this. Now, with a liner brush, I'm using Payne's Gray again. And I do have a video of how I make my own Payne's Gray. You can look at my videos, and I have one video of me doing that. But just to kind of give some depth in that. And I'm just kind of messing around. I'm having a really good time. There's very limited color here. And, only a few brushes and limited color. Anyways, thank you for viewing, and please subscribe if you like my videos. And I want to wish you a wonderful day. Let's see here. Kind of going over those palm trees. Yeah. Alright, thank you guys. The video will continue playing. I haven't narrated a video in a while, and I wanted to. And thank you very much for watching and viewing. Again, I want to wish you a wonderful day, good evening, great afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Sincerely yours, John.